welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal.
I'm Adio.
We are KAMMA, back to talk about our final prediction, thoughts, and face-offs for UFC 314. Alexander Volkanovski against Diego Lopez. But we're going to talk about our final thoughts and predictions and face-offs for the prelims. And we're going to start it off with the first fight of the prelims with Nora Cornwell against Haley Cowan. And in this one, Nora Cornwell missed weight by about a pound and a half or something like that.
Was this the only one that missed weight?
I think this is the only one that missed weight.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. So here, I got to stick with Nora Cornwell here. Like, who knows what these girls were trying to do at the beginning here? Here's the tail end of it before they started hugging it up. Dana White has no idea what they were trying to say to each other. And yeah, so I got to go with Cornhole here. I don't think Haley Cohen looks like a real fighter. Nora Cornhole seems to have better striking. She seems to have more punch behind her punches. And Haley Cohen, man, what she's going to try and do, she's going to try and approach, clinch, push up against the fence, and hold her there. I don't think she's going to be able to hold Nora there for the whole fight. So I'm looking for more damage from Cornhole here. Give me decision.
Yeah, man. So Nora Cornwell missed weight. When I saw the face-offs, Haley Cowan is actually in pretty decent shape, man. She's actually pretty muscular and pretty built. She's also a little bit taller than Nora Cornwell, but Cornwell is also pretty in pretty good shape too. She's also got some muscles there. She's lean. She looks good. I think Cowan has a little bit more muscles though than Nora Cornwell, and she's a little bit bigger and a little bit of a height advantage there. But the fact that Cornwell missed weight, I don't know what it's gonna do for her. If it's gonna maybe she'll have more power from the fact that she didn't have to cut that much weight, and maybe it'll help her in the fight to maybe hit harder, or if she attempts a takedown, maybe she'll have a little bit more weight. I don't know if it's going to affect her positively or negatively. A lot of times when you miss weight, it could go either way. You know what I mean? So, but we're going to stick with Nora Cornwell. Just the fact that Haley Cohen lost when she was in the LFA to Kelly Clayton a few fights ago, and then lost her first fight in the UFC to Jamie Lynn Hoare. So, I mean, it's not a good look for her. At least Nora Cornwell won her two first fights in the UFC, and then lost to an opponent who's really good, way above the fighters that Cohen fought.
There's an argument she should have won that fight also, Cornhole.
Yeah, it was a split decision, very close and shit too, that one. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Nora Cornwell, and I got her winning by knockout or decision in this one here. Let's just hope the weight cut doesn't fuck us over. All right.
You have her winning by knockout first, though. You think knockout's more likely or decision?
No, decision's probably more likely. But you never know. The knockout, she's got some power, Nora Cornwell, in her hands, because out of those 8 wins, she has quite a few knockouts there. She's got 6 knockouts, so there is a chance that she could, clip the chin of Cowan. All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. Tresean Gore against Marco Tulio. So yeah, this one here, very good shape. Marco Tulio. This guy is, he's, as you can see in this picture, he's much taller than Tresean Gore. He's also very big. He's bigger than Tresean Gore, like larger in size. And he's very muscular and built. Tresean Gore too is in immaculate shape too. Very muscular, very built, ripped. Both of these guys, phenomenal shape. But yeah, Tresean Gore much shorter in this one. But as far as the body shape, you can see that Tulio's a little bit thicker and bigger. Yeah, I got to stick with Marco Tulio. I saw there in the face-offs that came out with him. Was that his girlfriend, Norma Dumont?
Yeah, I think so. I glanced at it. I didn't give it too long of a look. But if you're saying she was, I'm willing to bet she was. Not only that, apparently the story goes, just in case anyone's interested, is that he cheated on her before her last fight. Then he goes to corner her, as he had been doing, She wins her fight, and here he is with her in his corner.
Unbelievable. But yeah, I could have sworn that was Norma Dumont there, and I think it is his girlfriend.
It's got to be. Who
But
else? Unless he has a, you know, very specific taste in women, and you know.
knows, man. But yeah, no, Marco Tulio is the pick still. I think he gets the knockout on Trayshawn Gore. You know, just the height and reach advantage. Well, no, sorry. Uh, this is the funny thing because Topology said that they were both 6 foot. So as you can see, they are not both 6 foot.
It's not that funny once you're used to topology.
Yeah, Marco Tulio is taller, and you can see it clearly. He's taller, so I'm really happy to see that he's bigger and taller than Trayshawn Gore, and I think he will have probably a reach advantage. If you look at their arms there, the length of their arms there, it looks like Tulio probably has a reach advantage. Anyways, I'm going with Tulio by knockout. I think he gets it done in this one, but don't be shocked if Trayshawn Gore somehow takes him down and latches in a submission.
Yeah, I gotta go with Marco Tullio here. This guy, man, he's like a stalker in there. He moves slow and gets in there for the kill. You don't see this guy getting out feinted by guys that try that with him. And he's a man on a mission in there. With Trayshawn Gore, it seems like it's been forever since this guy fought, and I'm just checking that up. And yeah, so he lost to Brian Battle on early February in 2022. So it's been like over 2 years for this guy.
No. He fought 5 months ago against Antonio Tricoli. He got the submission win against him.
Oh shit, you're right. Sorry about that. What was I looking at? Yeah, you did.
You were looking at his last loss.
Oh man, yeah, I had an ad in the way here. I don't know. To me, it seems I haven't seen him in so long for some reason. But yeah, Tricoli is just really big for the weight class. Also, I'm a little surprised at how much bigger than he was than Gore. I think
Yeah.
Gore's probably going to fill out a little bit himself though. But yeah, I see Tulio knocking out Gore at some point myself. So yeah, you give me Tulio by knockout.
Yeah, I got knockout or decision for Tulio official play there. So, all right, So we're in agreement still with the first two fights of the prelims. Let's get to this next one here. All right, Sumaderji against Mitch Raposo.
Yeah, this one I'm still gonna stick with Mitch Raposo here. I just think we're gonna see a better version of Raposo here than we did last fight, and he's gonna be more on top of his game. He's not gonna have those first UFC fight jitters, and I think he's gonna be able to take Sumaderj down. I like his pressure, and I also feel that within those takedowns, he's gonna be wailing some shots that will have a chance to knock Sumaderj a bit before he gets to clamp on that sub. I know there's a pretty decent height advantage here. I was expecting that, but I think Raposo is going to be able to handle that. What about you, Real Deal?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm sticking with Mitch Raposo as well. But looking at the face-offs here, Sumaderji much taller, but I was surprised at how skinny Sumaderji is. He really got lanky and very skinny, kind of bony too there, but he's obviously ripped. I think the only way that Sumaderji wins this is if he manages to fend off Mitch Raposo's takedowns and keeps the fight standing and keeps a very safe distance because he's got that almost 8-inch reach advantage. And again, this crazy height advantage. So if he's able to like really keep the fight at a distance and just piece him up by hitting him with jabs and leg kicks and fending off any takedown attempts, he could win the fight, Sumaderji. But as far as the size of Mitch Raposo, you can see he's way more muscular, way more built, way bigger than Sumaderji, which leads me to believe that when he'll take him down and get him on the ground, it's going to be very difficult for Sumaderji to get back up because he's so much bigger than him in size. And I think he'll hit harder too with his punches, the fact that he's bigger and more muscular and looks stronger there. So I'm going with Mitch Raposo still to win. By KO or submission. I think he finishes Sumaderji. I don't think this fight goes the distance. All right, so we're still in agreement with this one. Let's get to the next fight here. All right, this is the fight of all fights between me and Andy O. We almost should have did a shoey bet or something there. So drink a beer out of a shoe or something for this one because this guy is so high on Michal Oleksiejczuk, and I'm super high on Cedric Dumas. Now, if you look at these two guys here, man, one thing I noticed about Michal Oleksiejczuk, he is not in amazing shape. He is in just regular shape. He has no muscles. He's just pretty much lean, but he's not muscular. He's not built, and doesn't have very much definition in his body here. It looks like just a plain guy. Whereas Cedric Dumas, you can see that he's more muscular, more built, and more ripped. Cedric Dumas, man, look at this guy here, man. He's very serious, man. Yeah, he's just a bona fide gangster, Cedric Dumas, man. This guy is a real street guy. I think that he's pretty dangerous in the cage with his takedowns. And I think that if he uses this on Michal Oleksiejczuk, he can win the fight. He has to take him down, though. He has to take him down and use his grappling and jiu-jitsu skills because, as we mentioned before, this bozo here, Michal Oleksiejczuk, lost 6 times by submission. So,
5.
6.
I say 5.
6
I'm
times.
not counting that all-in-one.
Yeah, you're not counting the Holland one. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he didn't tap. But still, I mean, his arm looked like it was fucking about to break off.
He fought 3 weeks later, so, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, so whatever. We'll say 5 or 6. It's still a lot of submission losses.
Oh, way too many, definitely.
I think that Cedric Dumas has to take him down, and I think his fight camp should be telling him, hey, take this guy down and try to get a submission. He's going to try to get back up and give up his back. You lock in that rear naked choke. Or try to at least get the arm triangle. I've seen Cedric Dumas take down guys and pass guard and try to go for those arm triangle chokes. He's got the skills to get it done. I'm sticking with Cedric Dumas here to win by finish. Knockout or submission for Cedric Dumas for me.
Yeah, man, I can't wait until this fight based on our picks here, man. To tell you, I'm a little surprised that they're pretty much the same height. I was expecting Cedricus here to be a couple inches taller than him. Same old,
he's a tiny bit taller, just a tiny.
Same old stuff when it comes to both of them, I guess. The thing with Michel here is that he tends to look the same. If this were a light heavyweight fight, he'd be looking exactly the same as he does now. So I'm expecting him to be careful for when Cedricus will go in for those takedowns once he realizes Oleksiejczuk is too much on the feet for him. And I think the fighting nerds will give him a couple tricks to maybe reverse a position real quick as this is happening. Because I don't think Cedricus is the greatest on the ground. He's not the greatest in general. And I'm just looking forward to him proving it here. Give me Oleksiejczuk by knockout or decision. But I say he knocks him out within the first round and a half.
So we're still in disagreement with this one here. Let's just hope Oleksiejczuk is training with John Silva, training to grapple in the fighting nerds there, because they both need to step up their grappling game big time.
Yes.
All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. All right, we got Julian Erosa against Darren Elkins. I'm of course going for Julian Erosa. I really hope, Andy O, that you switch your pick in this one. Look at this fucking face-off, man. You gotta think long and hard before you. I know you're stuck on Darren Elkins, and you got Darren Elkins fans out there that just can't let him go, and then realize that it's almost over for the guy. People are still gonna be high on Darren Elkins. I understand it. He's a legend. He's awesome and shit. But you gotta fucking be realistic in this one. I watched this face-off. I'm seeing a guy twice the size of Darren Elkins. Okay, Julian Erosa is huge compared to Darren Elkins. He's bigger, more muscular. He's way bigger. He's ripped. Darren Elkins is fading and starting to show that he's becoming a shell of himself that he used to be. Like, look at his body. He's so much skinnier now, so much slimmed down, no muscles hardly. And of course, he's still a bit ripped because he's, got super skinny. I just don't see it, man. Julian Erosa has that fucking cardio. He's got that energy. I think he's got the finishing abilities. I gotta go with Julian Erosa because of his size advantage here over Darren Elkins, man. There comes a time where, certain guys getting up there in age, they start to fade and they start to go downhill a little bit. Yes, I know that Darren Elkins won his last two fights, but now he's facing a really tough task here to beat Julian Erosa. I got Julian Erosa winning this one, man. I'm sticking to my pick, and I have Julian Erosa by finish, knockout or submission. I think this fight's going to be a banger, and it's not going the distance.
Yeah, I gotta go with the damage on this one. You talk about Elkins looking like a shell of himself. He's been looking like that for 12 years. And Erosa, man, think about him. He's not a young buck either. Like, you gotta take into the account that he's chinny, that, this is gonna be a tough fight, and he's gonna be in for a war here. It's not gonna come easy. And I just feel that the damage is going to damage it out. There's no mystery on how he's going to fight. He's going to try and get him down. It's going to be gritty and dirty. But I also feel that Elkins is going to connect somewhere with a nice elbow or something and really maybe not knock Erosa out, but knock him up, enough for him to not be the same and somehow work his way to a bloody decision here or knockout. Because for a chinny guy, you got to include those knockouts.
Going to be a crazy fight for sure. I thought you would switch your pick based on seeing how much taller, bigger he is. Rosa is. Hey, man.
I just had to stick with the damage on this one.
So this was our second disagreement in the prelims. All right, let's move on up to the next fight. Here we got Jim Miller against Chase Hooper here. Definitely.
All right, it's
your turn.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. So this one here, it's kind of more appropriate to me what you were saying, kind of than in the last fight. Jim Miller here is a legend. Man, if Jim Miller was in his prime, his polio prime, when this guy had a severe health condition and he was like at his peak fighting career, I don't know, it would be a closer fight, I think, but you can't overlook how Hooper's been looking lately. You can't overlook Miller's age, the fact that Miller isn't in his prime polio period. I don't know if it's polio, but it was something, and he just found out that he had it a couple years ago, right? Anyway, I just see Hooper being too much on the ground once it's going to go there. I see Jim Miller looking for that gilly early once Hooper gets him down, but that's going to be like his only shot. Like Hooper's a guy that makes you work down there. He's always switching up. He's always giving you something to worry about, and he gets you tired down there. So I picture that happening to Jim Miller, probably mid-second round, somewhere there. And I picture him not being able to defend the whale of ground and pound that's going to be coming down on him. So give me Hooper by knockout or decision. No, wait, knockout or sub. I feel he's going to finish Jim Miller.
Yeah, look, Jim Miller has been subbed before, and it's actually he's been subbed 3 times, and Chase Hooper has never been subbed. So Charles Oliveira was the last person to sub Jim Miller, and then prior to that, it goes back to Michael Chiesa, who subbed him as well, and then it goes way further back to Nate Diaz, who was the third person to sub Jim Miller. So he has been subbed 3 times in his career. Chase Hooper never been subbed. So I'm really not scared of Jim Miller subbing Chase Hooper with whatever, that guillotine or whatever that he has there. Chase Hooper's too smart to get caught in one of those. And look, he's just so much taller and bigger. It's going to be hard for Jim Miller to get a guillotine on such a tall guy. Look how much taller he is than Jim Miller. We're talking a fucking... what was it, 5-inch height advantage? And he's going to have the 3-inch reach advantage too. So yeah, Chase Hooper just too big for Jim Miller. It's not a good matchup for Jim Miller. This one here, a guy who's also very good at submissions, and who is tall and going to have that reach advantage. He's so much younger too. We're talking 16 years difference here. Give me the younger guy. Give me the hungrier guy. Jim Miller's had his time, man. He's been a legend in the game, man. It's time to pass the torch on to Chase Hooper. I got Chase Hooper winning this one by finish, KO or submission. All right, so this fight's going to be another banger, not going the distance. All right, I think a lot of fights are not going to go the distance in UFC 314. I think it's going to be a very, very fun card. All right, let's move on up to the next fight. Zhao Ninian against Jandiroba. So for this one here, I'm going for the dude on the right, Verna Jandiroba. Verna Jandiroba is just fucking a monster. You can see here that she is. Both of these girls are similar body types here. They're pretty much the same size, very muscular, very built, ripped. Jandiroba is just a bit more. I would say a little bit more muscular than Zhao Ninian, but not by much. But I just know the strength of this dude, Verna Jandiroba. When she'll take down Zhao Ninian on the ground easily, I think. And once she gets her on the ground, it's game over. Give me Verna Jandiroba by submission or decision here in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with decision or submission, and for everyone out there, I say an outcome first. It means I think it's most likely. Second is less likely. So yeah, we're gonna go with decision or submission for Jandiroba here, the dude on the right, because Nan has been shown to be susceptible to anybody's takedowns. Like anyone from Mackenzie Dern to you name it has taken her down. So I predict no more than 3 takedowns in this fight because I really think that if Verna gets her down once per round, it should be enough. And if she doesn't find the sub, it's just going to happen again in the next round. So unless Nan really clips her at the beginning, I think it's going to be a long, hard night for Nan. And also Verna, with her striking, while it's definitely not as good as Nan's, she knows better than to stand there and trade like punches and kickbox with Nan here. So I look for her to get in there, take her down, and get a decision here, or maybe even a sub.
Yeah, man. Listen, Verna Jandiroba is fucking tough. Okay, one of the toughest dudes in the women division, and let me tell you, man, she's never been knocked out or submitted. So. That just tells you right there. She's
it's hard to see her getting knocked out, eh?
super durable. All right. Now, we're getting to the main event of the prelims. Guys, like and subscribe. If you're new, subscribe. If you haven't already, just click on that like button. It takes nothing. It helps the channel. Leave a couple of comments like our boy Dan Jr. there. And let's get it. The main event of the prelims, Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. Who you got here, Andy O?
All right, yeah, I have to go with the alien Sean Woodson on this in this one. Look at the size of this guy's head. It's just insane. Yeah, I think Charles Woodson is just going to use that range very effectively and just win this on points by decision. Unless he catches him with a knee. And I don't only mean once Ige goes in for a takedown, but even when he's just standing there, Woodson's been known to go for leaping, jumping knees. So I expect 1 or 2 of those throughout this fight. I think it would serve well for Ige to try and go for takedowns, but Ige's not really known as a takedown guy. And Sean Woodson has really good takedown defense, and so does Dan Ige. So what that means is I think it's going to be a stand-up battle with Ige, the one with more power, maybe winning a couple moments here and there. But overall, I see Woodson just fighting smartly with his range, his good kicks, keeping him away and piecing him up for the decision win.
Of course, I'm going with Sean Woodson as well, Ben. Bro, it's a 7-inch height advantage and a 7-inch reach advantage. Are you fucking kidding me? Even somebody who never watched the UFC ever, and you put this picture and say, "Hey, who do you think is going to win?" Everyone's going to pick Sean Woodson. I mean, look at it. It's not even fair, the size difference here. It's absolutely insane. Now, Dan Ige, mind you, came in here looking ripped and in crazy, amazing shape.
He finally got a fight where he probably had a couple weeks to prepare.
Exactly, but Sean Woodson too is also ripped and in great shape as well. You can see he put on a little weight too. He looks like he's a little thicker than normal because he normally comes out there like a skeleton.
Yeah, apparently the weight cut went very well, I guess.
Yeah, he's a little thicker in this one here. But it's those long ass legs and those long ass arms with the short torso Like that's why you're calling him an alien. It's because he fucking looks like an alien the way he's shaped. And I can't see Dan Ige getting in close. Like I don't even see Dan Ige getting this close in this entire fight. Like in this picture here, I don't even think he gets that close to him.
It's keep that in mind for a fight we have coming up. Actually,
We'll watch and see, but and think about it like this. Look how high he has to punch that big ass head of Sean Woodson. If you look at how high he has to reach just to catch that fucking chin, man, it's punching super high. So yeah, I got to go with Sean Woodson, and I have him winning here by KO or decision. So there you have it, folks. Our final thoughts, predictions, and face-offs for the prelims. Stay tuned. Main card coming up next.
hey baby.
Peace out, folks. KAMMA. Let's get it.